look at creating a culture that promotes constructive conflict resolution. This is what we're going to look at in this unit 3, building a culture of constructive conflict resolution. So unit 3, part A, we are looking at creating a culture that promotes constructive conflict resolution in your organization, in any environment you find yourself. How can you create a culture that promotes peace, that promote conflict resolution in your organization? That's what we're looking at today. So we say that creating a culture that promotes constructive conflict resolution can be, approached through various practical ways. And what are those ways that we can, uh, you know, bring in to create a culture of constructive conflict resolution? We look at open communication. Open communication. We say that you should establish regular team meeting where everyone has a chance to speak. Give everybody a chance to speak. Let it not be in a military zone. Let us not operate a situation whereby we can call it a military zone where the last you obey the last order. You understand? You obey the last command. Anything they say, you just yes, sir. But create an environment whereby people can say their mind. Do you understand? Even in the military environment, I know that there are situations whereby people can say what they want to, all right, to see in a particular situation. They can contribute their input to make a situation better. So, for instance, a weekly round table can allow team members to share their thoughts on ongoing projects. Do you understand? Ensuring everyone feels heard. Do you understand? So, open communication is one of the ways that can promote constructive conflict resolution because everybody has an opportunity to contribute. Everybody has an opportunity to contribute their impact or input. Do you understand? Everybody's making a contribution. Everybody is sharing their own viewpoint and their ideas towards a particular issue that is of concern. Then we look at active listening. Active listening, that is, implement exercises that focus on active listening, such as mirroring, where one person paraphrases what another has, said before responding. Do you understand? You paraphrase. Okay, if I can understand you clearly, you say so. I hope I'm right. Then somebody affirm that yes, this is what I said. So by so doing, you will discover that this person will also make his own point constructively. And then another person will stand up and also try to paraphrase what he or she has said. And then from there, you people understand yourselves better and carry on with discussion that ensure constructive conflict resolution. So this practice can help prevent misunderstanding and promote empathy. Do you understand? So it's very important. One of the strategies that we should use in resolving conflict constructively. Then we'll talk about establish clear guidelines. Establish what? Clear guidelines. Develop a conflict resolution policy that outlines specific steps for addressing disputes. For example, if a conflict arises, team members might be encouraged to first discuss the issue one-on-one before bringing it to a supervisor. Do you understand? So, if you have guidelines to resolve conflict, it will help. It will show how conflict can be escalated and at what level conflict should be escalated. So that when there is an issue, you don't just rush to reporting to your supervisor. Maybe there's what we call project supervisor, or we can talk about site manager or site assistant or whatever. At that level, what have you done to resolve the conflict? Do you understand? So you must do something to resolve the conflict first before you can proceed to resolving conflict any other place. Do you understand? So it's very important that you know there should be steps. There should be steps to make sure that conflicts is being resolved. You know, then we'll talk about training and development. Otherwise, you have to also organize workshops on conflict resolution skills in your organization. Like this kind of training, you can replicate it in your organization. You can train people so that they will know what to do concerning applying the emotional intelligence in resolving conflicts. And then apart from that, you can also provide training on conflict resolutions. You understand? For instance, now next month we'll be doing training on alternative dispute resolution. So you can, you know, can teach your team, your employees, or people that are maybe even in the community association. You can start to provide such kind of training. Maybe in one of the meetings you introduce something like this, that is good that we should, since we have been having issues when it comes to conflict and we find it difficult to resolve it, or we waste so much time trying to resolve our differences or our different opinions. It's good that we should organize this kind of training so that people can know what it can be done when there's an issue and how we can approach it. So you can organize this kind of training in your own community as well, community meetings, community association. I think it will help. Do you understand? It will help. It will save you a lot of stress, save you time. Do you understand? So that when you go to meeting, you don't waste time discussing a misunderstanding that it takes hours to resolve. You can resolve your differences easily when everybody know what is expected of him. So training and development is very important. So a role-playing scenario could help employees practice handling disagreements in a controlled environment, giving them confidence to manage real-life conflicts. Do you understand? So when you can start to do a role-playing scenario or kind of simulation where people can participate and then get their this thing done. So model behavior. Leaders can demonstrate constructive conflict resolution by openly discussing their own disagreements in a respectful manner. For example, a manager might share how they, resolve differences. Do you understand? How they resolve differences, and that can help solve the problem. So a manager can share how they resolve differences or opinions with colleagues. Do you understand? Highlighting the importance of and different understand different perspectives. So it's very important that you do something like this. I hope you are understanding me. So you model behavior, show examples. You can show them that this is how it's being done. You can teach, you yourself can exhibit what you are talking about. You don't just come and tell them something, you also do it. Do you understand? And then it will help to solve so much stress in your organization. So let's look at um, another one, which is encourage diverse perspectives. Allow different people to contribute their different opinions. Do you understand? It will help brainstorm. Do you know what brainstorm is all about? Everybody share their own, bring your own opinion. I bring my own idea. Another person bring their own idea. We put them together, and then we begin to, you know, uh, trim them, and then we'll agree at something, or we can match some of the ideas and then give us the best of what we're looking at, and then prioritize our activities or prioritize our goal, and then look at the ideas that fit into those priorities, and then we put them together, and then it becomes something. So that's what it means. Brainstorming is very important. So it encourages, you know, diverse ideas, diverse innovation, diverse opinions, diverse inputs, and that helps you to come up with something better. So focus on solutions. Don't focus much on problem. Right? Problem has come. So now focus on solution. You understand? When conflict arise, guide discussion towards finding common ground, not to be emphasizing on the problem. Don't emphasize on the problem. Focus on finding a solution. That is the best thing to do. It's not by emphasizing on the problem. It's not by emphasizing the problem. Emphasize the solution. And I think that is the best thing that everyone can do. Do you understand? So that's what we should do. So it'd be very, very important that we do something like that. So recognize and reward positive conflict resolution. All right. High conflict resolution in team, a team member who successful agreement can do similar or adopt, can reward and encourage, acknowledge actually the effort of a particular conflict. That will help other members also to follow suit. Do you understand? So it's very important that we should recognize this. So that when there's a need, we should do it to encourage others to be part of doing what is expected when conflict arises. Following me? So create safe spaces, all right? Establish anonymous feedback channels so that nobody can be victimized. So that people can share their opinions without being afraid of, victimization. So like suggestion boxes or online surveys where employees can voice concerns without fear of backlash. Do you understand? Nobody is afraid. We can fill from online without putting your details. You can just put understand without your details. Nobody know that this. So this encourages issues. So regular completing a project, hold a debrief any conflict and how they will handle. Practice can help the team and improve future interaction. Reflection is also very important. So let's carry out regular regressions to know where we are doing well, where we're not doing well. You understand? And what is expected of us to improve. All right. So to hold just to clarify issues so that people will not hold some certain beliefs that are not in line with what we are trying to address. Do you understand? So it's very, very important, very critical. Let's look at, so these are the ways in which you can create a culture that can promote constructive conflict resolutions. We're going to look at training employees, all right, training employee intelligence skills, enhance their ability to handle conflict. Let's look at what are the things, what are the areas that you can provide training, that you can provide training. Yes. Self-aware that you can provide training and what training activity you can provide in this case. Okay, you use self-assessment tools to help employees identify their emotional triggers and responses. All right, self-assessment, to use those kind of tools. We will discuss some of them here. For example, defensive when criticized and consider feedback more constructively during conflict. So instead of one becoming so defensive, instead of one becoming so uh, protective, they welcome feedback. You understand? That helps them to also know who they are and what they are doing. When you allow people to share their opinion of you and how you deal with a particular issue, it helps to connect. It helps you. Maybe there are areas those kind of feedback help you to allow people to give up you are. Then training activity for managing emotions such as deep breathing or pausing before responding. It can help to resolve issues. All right. So this is one of the things that you need to do. Then we'll talk about caution. An employee practices deep breathing to stay calm, preventing a negative escalation of the conflict. So that's why they must practice self-regulation help you. We have been talking about this, and if you look at it, we are making emphasis on self-regulation, very important in emotional concern. These are the intelligence and must be emphasized, and that's why we're giving you different a situation and a context should determine your response and your approach. Do you understand it? Because it may not have similar or the same context, but in whatever context you find yourself, there's a way, a manner you can be able to apply your self-awareness and social skills, and then do you understand? So it's very. So what are the training activities that engage in a role playing, praise, empathy towards a colleague's feelings? Do you understand? So someone just say, I understand how you feel. And I'm actually also feeling I can actually feel how it feels. Do you understand? Because assuming I'm the one in your own position reacting, do you understand? Can handle this issue. We can handle this issue without emphasizing solution that benefits in the conflict. I think is the person also trying to despite the fact that, example, in a simulated process frustration over work, responding with understanding why you feel overwhelmed. You understand? Let's explore how we can support each other. You can see this clear empathy. This is a clear word, empathy. So we should be empathic. Training activity, paraphrasing. Now we are teaching you what you can train them on. Conduct exercises that focus on what? Paraphrasing and summarizing what others say. For example, saying about a project. So you are feeling. Let's discuss how we. Do you understand? So yeah, to help to address. So it shows also that you are listening very well. It shows that you have followed what somebody is trying to express. I think it's better. So interpersonal skills, interpersonal skills. So you are going to also train your employees on inter activity here that require resolution, because in interpersonal you see very important. So that's the reason why you must facilitate such so that it can help to address the problem. So, for example, a team is tasked with completing a challenge that requires different. As they navigate disagreements, they learn to appreciate diverse opinions and work towards a common goal. So that's what it means. So interpersonal skills promote collaboration and teamwork. It promotes team spirit. Do you understand? So that's why you must bring such in your own training. So train your employees on interpersonal skills. It's very important. It can help them to work together, collaborate, support one another to make sure that the goal of the organization, what the organization. So that is why it's very important. Let's look at conflict resolution here. What is the training activity? Techniques. Teach specific conflict resolution strategies like the win-win approach or interest-based negotiation. Very important. So, for example, during a training session, employees practice negotiating a solution where both, such as adjusting responsibilities to balance workloads. So, conflict resolution techniques is also very, very important. And you want to see where engage in a or proposals. You're proposing a solution you alone, but will benefit um, this sense of feeling that in something, all right, I'm empty-handed, I'm going with something. We say here, at all, so at all, but at least you have won something. Do you understand? So you at least you find solace in what you have won, so that you can go ahead and then have that. So feedback and reflection. Feedback encourages and receive feedback during conflict. Encourage employees to give and receive feedback on their emotional responses during conflicts. Emphasize that and criticisms, because no account where abusive criticism, negative criticism. Don't criticize to demoralize a colleague or a team member. Always criticize constructively and always promote in your criticism, right? And first and foremost, you can appreciate. And as we will talk about the 360 degree feedback, I hope you are not forgetting what we feedback. First, the effort of the person. Secondly, you now make your observation or how you feel it should have been done. And then thirdly, you encourage. You now ask the person to keep doing his or her best. Now you have done a great job. And I think you can also improve to do better. Do you understand? It makes someone feels, even though you have criticized them, even though you have made your own observation, even though you have said your point, and without diminishing to arrive at the situation, you constructively criticize the situation. So in this way, it motivates, it encourages rather than to demoralize. I hope you I hope you are following me. After a conflict resolution exercise, Participants discuss what worked well and what could be improved, fostering a culture of continuous learning. So that's what it means. So case studies, training activity are you going to organize? Real life case studies of emotional intelligence. The ones that the outcomes are so positive, you can also identify the emotional intelligence that we apply, the emotional intelligence skills that we in place to enhance positive outcomes. Just way you still that the discuss and identify the areas where emotional intelligence could have been of help. This is what we're talking about here. So it's very important. Case studies bring look at conflict between, look at how it went, look would have emotional intelligence skills play its part. Do you understand? You discuss it. So mentorship programs, training activity, pay employees with mentors who excel in emotional support. Even when after organizing how some of you, but there are those that are to grab whatever you. There are it will not surprise me participating in this training. I will not be surprised. It's like that. Why there are some people that because of this training, one before they respond to issue, they will they will do what we call. Do you understand? They can respond. Then responding in a haste, you cannot. They will always take their time to respond, and they will respond in such a way that you feel good because of the training. Why there are some people that they will respond so negative before they come and remind themselves that, oh, I did emotional intelligence training. I should have responded better. I think I didn't do well. Should have responded because there's something that happened on recent. And then I came to realize that I didn't do well. And I look at the areas I did not do well. What was the area? And I did not give it. And so this as expected because more impact. Do you understand? So after a while, then when I reflect on the issue, then it's down on me of empathy. This thing I'm talking about, I'm most facing it. I'm still telling you, and I think that's the best this knowledge I'm sharing with you. When I use my own personal experiences, sometimes you meet up with, but that's what we're talking about. At the end of it all, where did I do so badly? So follow-up workshops. Schedule regular follow-up meetings or workshops to reinforce emotional intelligence skills and share experiences. Sessions. Employees, the first and how they apply their emotional intelligence training, allowing everyone to learn from real experiences so it can help them all together. So that's what it means. So by integrating this element into training programs, organization can equip employees with the emotional intelligence skills they need to succeed in every workplace. So that is what it means. I hope we are following. All right, it's good to know that you are following me. So we're going to, if you are not share the meeting, share with someone, and then also let us know that you are part of today's meeting by paraphrasing what you understood. And then I think I made some announcement before you came. Some of you came. Um, we say that you try and do your testimonial videos and send to us. Maybe we'll send a sample in our WhatsApp group so that you can see one and do the video the way we want it, so that you not go and do it anyhow. You have to do. You tell us about the program, how effective the program was, and then you also share with us what you have learned, and then you tell us what you are going to do with the skills you have, you know, acquired, the knowledge you have acquired, the skills. How are you going to apply them going forward? So that's what we want to share. We hear from you, and by tomorrow I will share. Um, I'll share an assessment form with you people. So as many of you as can be able to help us to fill the assessment form, it will help us so much. It will go a long way to help us to renew our accreditation. You know, we say we are being accredited by the American Council of Training and Development. So if you can help us to share the link, fill the assessment form. Once you fill it, we are not the ones to see it. They will see it. Do you understand? So whatever responses you say in the assessment form, we are not influencing it. You are to feel based on what you feel about the training. So it's not, we are not influencing anything. So that is also it. You understand? So say whatever you think about the training. Simple. And how it, if it's effective, you say it is not. You say it. Say your mind. There's no issue. You understand? So implementing conflict resolution mechanisms that prioritize emotional intelligence. So this is the last thing we're going to consider for today's training. Today's training, I told you, is going to be very, very fast because I have other things I need to address and then attend to. So I'm trying to cut some several examples that I might have given just to see how I can meet up with time. So let's look at implementing conflict resolution mechanism that prioritize emotional intelligence. So implementing conflict resolution mechanism that prioritize emotional intelligence involves creating structured approaches. Creating what structured approaches that leverage emotional intelligence. emotional awareness, empathy, and effective communications. So, what are those mechanisms? What are those conflict resolution mechanisms that you are going to put in place to prioritize emotional intelligence? One is establish clear conflict resolution policies. Establish what? Clear conflict resolution policies. Description. Develop a formal policy that emphasizes the importance of emotional intelligence in resolving conflicts. Do you have such policies in your organization? If you do not have, then create one. And when you want to create, maybe before you even create it, organize this kind of training so that other people will participate in creating the policy, because a policy that is being formulated by the people who the policy is going to be applied to, they can be they can work hard to make sure that the policy come to stay. They can work to implement that policy. But when you formulate a policy and you want to impose it on them, there may be element of resistance. So that's why you should create a policy where everybody have opportunity to participate in the formulation of that policy, because they are also going to contribute in its implementation. So outline steps such as acknowledging emotions, seeking to understand others' perspectives, and focusing on collaborative solutions. So your policy may be channeled towards this direction. Then training workshops on emotional intelligence. Provide regular training sessions that focus on emotional intelligence skills relevant to conflict resolution. So when you do that, you empower your employees or your team to resolve conflict effectively. So, for example, workshops can include role-playing scenarios where employees practice recognizing and responding to the emotions of others during conflict. Do you understand? So that's what it means. So provide training workshops. You can do it weekly. You can do it monthly in your workplace. You can do it at least once in a week or twice. Okay, let's say once in 2 weeks. Once in 2 weeks. So you can have it like in a month. You have to training twice for your employees on emotional intelligence to go a long way to help them. That's why we have taken our time to give you the manual. We could have as well keep our manual and train you and ask you to watch a video and then write your exams. Go and watch the video, listen to it again and again, and write your exams. But we're giving you the manual so that it will guide you. You understand? It will help you to go and duplicate it in your organization. You can train others in your organization on how to handle conflict and respond to conflict issues. So mediation programs. Mediation programs. Create a mediation process that includes trained mediators skill in intelligence. Do you understand? Create a mediation process that includes trained mediators skill in emotional intelligence. So those that have been trained to mediate, create let them create a process that promote emotional intelligence. So when conflict arises, employees can opt for mediation where a neutral party facilitates the discussion, helping both sides articulate their feelings and needs. So once there's a process on ground, it can be embedded in a policy. That will go a long way to help, because whenever there's a problem and there's a need for a third party, then there's a process that has been already established. Encourage open dialogue. Encourage what? Open dialogue. Encourage open dialogue. Foster an environment where employees feel safe discussing conflicts openly. Nobody's threatened. Nobody's threatened when it comes to discussing the conflict. Everybody have an input to make, and they make it without being afraid of anybody. They make that input without being afraid of anybody. That's what it means. So implement open door policies and regular team check-ins, allowing team members to express concerns without fear of negative repercussions. No negative consequences whatsoever. No negative repercussions. You say your opinion and you stand by it without being afraid of anybody, because you're not going to be victimized, because there's a policy covering you. So I've given you those so it's very important. Use conflict resolution what frameworks. So introduce frameworks that guide. The interest-based relational approach encourages parties to separate the people from the problem, focusing on interest rather than the positions. So separate the people from the problem. Discuss the problem and forget the people. Do you understand? Focus on the interest and not on the position. We say that you can make statement like, I feel ignored when my opinion or when my ideas or when my voice is not being heard. Do you understand? Rather than saying that you never listen to me. That is the problem. You are touching, you are taking the problem to you are personalizing the issue. You are personalizing the problem. You are accusing. So separate individuals from the problem. Focus on the problem, focus on the solution, and leave the individual out of it. That's what some of you will say. You can accept me and throw the message away. Do you understand? That is, if what you have said is not good enough, that can be thrown away, but your relationship with the person still continues. Do you understand? So separate the problem from the individuals. Promote empathy in team dynamics. All right, incorporate team building exercises that emphasize understanding and empathy. So activities like walking in someone's shoes, where team members share personal experiences related to conflict, can enhance mutual understanding. So promote empathy in team dynamics. All right. Let the team members understand with one another. Let them try to imagine themselves in someone's situation. Let them also imagine how it feels if they would have been the ones in the same person's situation. How would they feel? How would they react? How would they respond? So, but like I said, we are we are we are not saying that you should go and react impulsively simply because you are human. Now you have received the training. So what we are expecting from you is that you should be able to regulate your emotions. So let those who doesn't have this training misbehave and then you correct them based on the knowledge you have attained. That's what makes you a different person. That's what makes you a professional. That's what makes you stand out as a person. That's what it means. Regular feedback mechanism. Implement systems for ongoing feedback regarding conflict resolutions process. So create emotional check-ins. Create what? Emotional check-ins. Begin meetings with check-ins where team members can express how they feel. You make it open. It's an open discussion. Everybody say whatever how you feel concerning a particular subject matter. And then after they have said their own, you can round it up. And so a quick round where employees share their own current emotional state can help create a supportive atmosphere and bring attention to the underlying issues because there may be some feelings, resentment here and there. There may be some underlying issues that you may not practically be aware, but when you throw it open, you hear their mindset. Maybe it's a policy that organizations are working on, and that policy is maybe not working well. It's not unclean way on the people. And then maybe you have been hearing dissenting voices here and there. You understand? So you decide to call for a meeting and then you make the subject matter open. Everybody contributes. And so as they begin to contribute, you hear a lot of things. And then from there you understand the state of the emotion concerning the matter. And that can help you to address the problem better. Develop resources guides. Develop resource guides, okay? Provide guides or toolkits that outline emotional intelligence strategies for conflict resolution. Provide what? Guides or toolkits that outline emotional intelligence strategies for conflict resolution. Very important. So a resource that includes techniques for active listening, managing stress, and expressing emotional emotions constructively can be a valuable reference. Can be what? A valuable reference. So leadership training, leadership training, leadership training. Equip leaders with the skills to model emotional intelligence in conflict situations. So train leaders, organize a training that is meant for the leaders, maybe the managers, the branch managers. Like for instance, on the bank, sometimes they organize training that is meant only for the branch managers. They'll come and learn and go back to their branches and replicate such training or the knowledge they have acquired in their work, and then certain things change. Do you understand? So leadership training programs or training can help to build the emotional intelligence of the leaders in the organization. So celebrate success, celebrate successful resolutions where you have achieved something remarkably celebrate it. And even if it's small, celebrate it. No result is too small. Celebrate whatever effort you have made to resolve conflict. Celebrate it. Don't feel that it's too, what is this? I cannot celebrate this one. No. Celebrate even if the effort did not even go as expected. Still celebrate. At least you have made an effort, right? So create safe spaces for discussion. Establish environment whereby every employee discuss without being judged. Do you understand? No judgment. Everybody is free to contribute what they want to contribute. So by so doing, you're helping your employee to address conflict in your organization successfully. And not just the employees, but also the managers, the leaders. Everybody knows what they are expected to resolve conflict in the organization. So that's what it means. So tomorrow, we are going to step into our last module for this training. And tomorrow we'll be looking at advanced applications of emotional intelligence. Advanced. So we are going to touch a little of the advanced aspect of this course. We'll just look at it a little. So we're going to look at advanced applications of emotional intelligence. So make time to be part of tomorrow's meeting so that we'll look at what you need to do. And so we are going to talk about emotional intelligence in sales and marketing. For those of you that work in marketing department, for those of you that are into sales, how do you apply emotional intelligence? So these are some of the things I will be talking tomorrow. So great time to be part of tomorrow's training. But by and large, I think today we have come a long way in this training. So are we together? So let me look at what people are saying in the comment section. From there, we'll call it a day so that we focus on other stuff. So blessing, Vincent Oba blessing. Have you done your video? Do your testimonial video and send to us. I single you out today. So that is it. So um somebody's asking when is the exam? Somebody's asking me when is the exams. So when is our examination? The exam is going to happen after the training. I don't know whether it's on Monday or it's going to be on Tuesday, or it's going to be on Wednesday, it's going to be on Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. But it's going to happen next week. The examination is going to happen next week. So create time, just try and revise your materials as much as possible. And then also listen to the videos of the training for this week very well, because many of the questions will be coming from this training. So now that you don't have the manual yet, listen to these videos very well. But as soon as you have the manual, maybe we'll give you 2 days to go through so that you can write your exams, 2 or 3 days. So just prepare. We're finishing on Monday. So our exam should be Monday, on Tuesday, or Wednesday, or Thursday. But if I'm giving you 2 days, it means that Thursday you write your exams. But you're going to write exams. Hmm. Let me also check if I can see another question. Ahead. Somebody is writing. With a devastating mind, I am writing this in tears and begging you in God's name. Please kindly help me with 5,000 or any amount for my drugs and medical tests. I am dying in deep, severe, agonizing pains due to lack of money for drugs and treatment, leads the which leads to loss of sleep and devastating pains. I am doing this out of frustration and lack of help. Please kindly help me. So somebody that is in deep pain, somebody that is so much in devastating situation cannot be writing this kind of write-up. Do you understand? So this is not a platform to come and write this kind of begging statement. We are here to learn. So please look for other means to raise money for your situation if truly you are in that kind of situation. But I feel that somebody who is so serious in pains as you are expressing in this statement cannot be here writing this kind of a thing. So it's better that you find a solace somewhere else. I think it will be better for you. Thank you. I think I've addressed that matter well, right? Oh, I did not show empathy. For those of you that are listening to me, I did not show empathy, Abby. All right. So as for ADR training is starting on Tuesday. Please, if you have registered for ADR, please share the link. That's the registration form. That's the link for registration form to someone. Let them also register and be part of the training. At least share it with at least 10 people. I think that's the condition we give. So share it to 10 people. Let them also register and be part of the training. Please don't be stingy with the knowledge you are getting here, because the training on alternative dispute resolution is going to be a very superb training, very serious and sophisticated content. So please share the link with someone. Let them also be part of it, at least with 10 people. That will help them to register and also be part of the training. You understand? So try and do it to help. All right, let me take what somebody is saying here now. Praxeloc Media Project Limited. They are saying, sir, I believe so many people will join the program through my sharing habits. Some people are calling me already about joining ADR. So you can see. So share the meeting with share the link with some people. Let them also register. Do you understand? Let them register. Let them fill the form, because this one is for those that are registered for the training that we get certificate at the end of the day. We are not going to just use certificate like that. If you join without registering, you will get the knowledge, but there's nothing to back, no evidence to show that you have attended the training. We also not give you the certificate. So share the link to people, let them apply and be part of it, because we are going to monitor this one very seriously, so that people will not just come and grab certificate and go. All together. All right. So thank you very much for taking time to be part of today's training. Hope to see you by tomorrow. Hope to see you by tomorrow, 7 p.m. same time. Bye.